Hi friends, welcome back to Come in the Chaos Homeschool. So today I want to share with you 5 mistakes that I have made as a homeschooling mom. I'm sure I have made more mistakes than this, but these are the ones that I can look back on and recognize that I have made. I might be making more mistakes as we go along. I guess you won't really know until everything is done, but I do think I'm doing a lot of things right. But there are definitely 5 things that I can remember doing that I have now changed my mind on or changed as a homeschool mom over the last 5 years. If you're new here, my name is Devine and I am homeschooling 4 kids. They are going into 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th grade in the upcoming school year. And on this channel, I like to share my curriculum picks, how things are going. I do flip throughs, reviews, tips and tricks, organization things, just things that I have learned or things that work for me and my family as we have been homeschooling. And I just love to share my journey with all of you. So if you like content like that, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Before I get too far into this, today's video is a collaboration hosted by myself and Shauna from Homegrown Homeschool. A bunch of other moms will be joining in on this collaboration, so you will find the playlist linked in the description box below, and you can see what other mistakes homeschool moms have made along their journey. Shauna and I have been hosting collaborations for over 2.5 years now. So if you're interested in finding out a lot of different perspectives from different homeschool moms, definitely subscribe so that you can see when upcoming collaborations are coming up. So I will say my first mistake is maybe twofold, and I still make one of the 2 mistakes regularly. And that is expecting to finish all of our curriculum every year or by the end of the year or at a certain time. Now, that might not be a problem in your homeschool, but in my homeschool, having that sort of expectation on my kids and on me and on my family is just too much, and it causes a lot of strife and stress. I do tend to pick a lot of different curriculums because we do like a lot of variety in my homeschool. And so the fact that I pick so many curriculums, I cannot expect to finish everything within a year. So I have in recent years loosened up on that a bit, and I'm more willing to maybe set more realistic expectations as far as how far we can get in different curriculums that we get based on how much we have. It's more about our schedule and how the curriculum fits into our schedule versus I have this many lessons in this curriculum, so I must finish that. Now, that being said, I do calculate like how much curriculum I have, how many lessons I have, but I'm not feeling the pressure to fit everything into one calendar year. I often take 2 years to complete certain things like language arts, and then social studies and science. Like we've been doing geography like 4 years for one curriculum, just because we use so many different things. And so I'm not making each curriculum last exactly a year. Now, one exception to that is generally math, though I do believe it's important to be flexible with math as well, just because some kids are just hitting math concepts that they're not ready for or they need to slow down. So I do try to complete the whole math curriculum in a year, but if I can't complete it within the year, I do finish the curriculum. If that takes me a few more months or even a little bit longer, I'm okay with going back a grade if I have to with math. And that's just something that I've gotten more comfortable with as we have been homeschooling. Yes, with the exception of math, I do not really try to complete a curriculum each year, though I do try to make good progress in what we are attempting. So mistake number 2 sort of goes along with this, and that would be maybe being too rigid with my schedule. Now, I do like a good schedule. I do like a good outline of my perfect day and what it should look like, or my perfect week rather, and what it should look like. But I have gotten a lot better at estimating the amount of time things actually take. So I have become more flexible in how we flow through our subjects and how much time I give for each subject. So I would say at the beginning of the year, my expectations were probably a little too rigid, and I wasn't as easily going with the flow. That being said, I do like a good schedule, like I said, but it's more of a flow than a schedule at this point. We don't have start and stop times for each subject. We do try to start school at around the same time each day, and we do sort of have a progression, but depending on the day or the week, I do adjust our weekly plans so that it fits around our life. Another big mistake that I made, especially early on, was taking it too personally. If my kids did not love the curriculum or the lessons that I had planned personally, I am very excited about planning out our homeschool year. I am very excited about planning out our lessons, coming up with what we're reading when, synchronizing things, meshing things together. That brings me joy, but it doesn't necessarily bring all my kids joy. So I try to make homeschool a good experience for them, but I cannot expect them to have the same attitude as I do. I can't expect them to be excited to come to school every day. And that's just life, and that's just realistic expectations. So, depending on your child's stage of life, I did start homeschooling my kids when they were 7, 8, 9, and maybe 11 at the time. And yeah, for a while there, I'd say for a year or two, I was struggling with their attitudes about school. Not that I think they should come to school with a bad attitude, but maybe don't require them to be joyful and expect them to be super excited about everything that you have planned. That is a bonus if they come with that. And if I set my expectations there, I am likely to be disappointed. So I just expect them to come with an attitude of, we're going to do it. And if they enjoy it, that is bonus. And if they're excited about it, that is just a bonus. The fourth mistake that I made early on in my homeschooling years, though I'm not sure if it was really a mistake. It would be a mistake if I continued in that pattern. So that was being a little bit too social. I was looking for opportunities for my kids to connect with other homeschool kids. And so I really did go out of my way to make sure we had a lot of things going on socially. I joined nature walk groups. I joined co-ops, like unofficial co-ops. I made sure we had a lot of things going on socially. Of course, it was during COVID as well, so it wasn't really like we were really, really busy, but I think maybe coming out of COVID, that's probably when that happened, where we could start signing up for things, and I signed up for a little too much. And I think it was probably year 3, year 4 of homeschooling when I realized that I really do need to guard a certain amount of time so that we can actually do like the actual, I know they say life is homeschool, but the actual academic part of homeschooling, to me, the academic part of homeschooling is also very important. And so I am now very careful to guard certain periods of my day, of my week for those things. And I can add social around that guarded period of time. So I've gotten better at that. That was one of the mistakes that I made when I first started homeschooling, or maybe rather a few years into my homeschooling journey. The final mistake that I have made and I continue to make is expecting either too much from my kids or too little from my kids. I think I do. I couldn't even tell you where I err on. Do I err on too much or too little? I don't know, because each subject is so individual to each child. And so I try to adjust my expectations based on the child, not even necessarily on their grades, because I have kids with different abilities, special needs, or challenges, or even abilities beyond other kids their age. And so it's hard to set the right expectations. So I feel in some ways I can be a little bit too lenient. In some ways, I'm not pushing hard enough, maybe on things like evaluating their writing or things like that, because I get tired and I just don't want to have that fight. And then other ways, maybe I expect too much from certain kids based on their circumstances, and we have to come to a head before I realize that and kind of cut back a bit. So that is one that I continue to struggle with. I know that as I keep homeschooling and learn more and more, I'm sure I will learn like when I was doing too much or when I was doing too little. But it's sort of one of those things that's hard to tell while you're in the moment. It's hard to really know how much to push and how much to just let things be at the moment. So I would love to hear from you. If you are homeschooling, what are some mistakes that you have made or you feel like you're currently making? What are some things that you regret or even don't regret? Because we do learn from our experiences. So I don't really regret most of these. It's just part of learning. Failure is a part of learning. And so let me know what you feel like are some of your mistakes, and even what are some things that you have not made a mistake on and you are very happy that you have done from the beginning or early on in your homeschooling journey. I would love to hear that. So comment below. Don't forget to check the playlist below to find out what all the other homeschool moms say are their biggest mistakes of their homeschooling journey. And I'm excited about that playlist as well. Thanks so much for coming today, and I hope to see you all in a future video. Bye, everyone.